Simply put, that was a big fat bowl of ass. That was just very, very, very bad. I'm extremely disappointed in this team, but at the same time, guys, I cannot say I'm that surprised because in a microcosm, this was the entire Arizona State Sun Devil season in a game. Because at the beginning, you get a little bit into it, right? You get a little bit of belief. Oh my gosh, they're starting strong. Jose Perez getting physical in the post. Adam Miller hitting a couple pair of jumpers. Ooh, is this going to be one of those games where ASU can actually keep with it and play like it is a rivalry game? Because going into this game, listen, ASU were like 20-point dogs, right? Like this is the number 5 team in the nation. This is going to be the number 1 seed in the Pac-12. And as much as that hurts to say, listen, you can't ignore reality. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, sometimes college basketball just doesn't make sense. Is this going to be one of those games? Is it? And at first, I was like, is this a little too good to be true, right? They were doing a great job boxing out. They were doing a great job on the boards. Defense was playing good. They were getting up in everybody's business. It was, yes, not great seeing Omar Ballo in the paint going hard, especially very early, but they were doing a decent job of containing him and putting him into actions early, at least on the defensive side, and making him move his feet. At first, you're like, wow, okay, if they can play like this for a full game, then they could actually have a shot in this. But of course, it's going to not just take that. It's going to take them hitting threes. It's going to take them hitting free throws. And at the end of the day, we all knew what was going to happen. This team started strong, and then they faltered. It was basically like that. About 12 minutes in on the first quarter, they go on a 5-minute-plus stretch of not scoring. And we got LTC in the chat saying Frankie disappears again. LTC, I was so disappointed in Frankie. When I was talking to Ralph yesterday on our ASU live show, we were saying, hey, this could be one of those games where Frankie Collins can really have his like ASU moment because he's had a great career. He really has. And he is going to be in the history books by the end of the season. He had 1 steal tonight. That means unless he gets another steal, which I don't even think he's playing right now because there's 28 seconds left in the game, it's probably even over at this point. He's 2 steals away from Fat Lever's record for all-time steals in a single season. He's going to be in those record books, but you still can't look back and go, oh, what's that Frankie Collins moment? And that Frankie Collins moment just could have been this game if he at least fought, right? Like this, there's no fight in this team. Absolutely no fight. LTC also saying that. LTC firing off in the chat. We appreciate you, man. There is zero fight, right? The fight was there at the beginning. Jose Perez was getting very, very, very physical in there. It was good to see. I was like, okay, if they are going to win this game, they're going to have to win it ugly. They're not going to be able to just get easy buckets, not go in transition, and they're going to have to take U of A out of their game. And they successfully did that for about 8 minutes. And then the first sign that something went off the rails, the first time that U of A grabbed momentum, guys, they disappeared. They completely disappeared. It was atrocious. It was like a blink of an eye. This entire game just completely shifted. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be very honest with you. If you're going into a game, I don't care if you're 20-point dogs. I don't care if you're not supposed to win. I simply just don't care. I don't. If you're going in against your rival, your in-state rival, you cannot give up 8 minutes into the game. You just can't do it. I'm sorry. And listen, Jose Perez, like we're going to get to him later on. He definitely played the best game of a Sun Devil tonight. And yes, he can't do it alone, but he can't. Like he's not a good enough player to single-handedly take over a game. And he didn't even end the game leading and scoring. Adam Miller did. Adam Miller had 16 points. Jose Perez added 14. Jemiah Neal hit a 3 early, and you think, oh my goodness, is Jemiah Neal going to continue this kind of streak that he's on that has powered ASU to 2 wins in a row? He ends with 12 points. Sean Phillips Jr., 7 feet tall, 0 for 1 from the field? Come on, guys. Like, what are we doing here? That's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And to be honest with you, it's an embarrassment. Like, how are you sitting here looking back at this game? You can't feel good about anything. You can't feel good about nothing. And I got Jesse in the chat saying, crazy, you guys expected ASU to even have a chance. If you listened to the show yesterday, if you listen to this basketball season at all, and anything that we've been saying, there has never been a day where we're like, we have full confidence in this team. There has never, ever been a day where there's like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to get out of Arizona State basketball. I know what's going to happen. I know they're going to show up and fight. They either go crazy, hit a bunch of shots, they play well, they play chaotic, and they win, or they just absolutely fall off, and they're a disaster. And today it looked good for about 8 minutes. Again, we're talking 8 minutes here. And the game, we didn't expect it to be a 45-point loss. And for the Wildcats fan who asked me where Mike Luke is, you are in the wrong stream, buddy. But we appreciate you being here. I know that down in Tucson, it's kind of hard to read. Maybe figure that stuff out. Which stream is which, Wildcats, Sun Devils. But go ahead and leave a like while you're here. We appreciate it. And Garrett makes a good point in the chat saying, just wait until the Big 12. Yeah, this is not a team that's prepared for what's coming up next season. And I've got a bunch of people in the chat saying, fire Bobby. Why is Bobby coaching this team? This team has absolutely no fight. And I've been saying it for a while now. I do not think that Bobby Hurley is the right coach for this team. He's not. If you're not the type of guy that can rally your guys after having a little bit of a tough stretch in a game like this, you're not the right guy. He doesn't implement schemes that bring out the best in his players a lot of times. And the reason why ASU stopped scoring, the reason why ASU stalled out is because their half-court offense, it was like playing pickup game at a park. Like there was nothing being run. They all looked confused out there. It was, okay, we're going to run a post up for Jose Perez, or we're going to do a bunch of handoff off of screens with Sean Phillips, and then we're just going to see what happens. And we're going to jack up a bunch of threes, and every single shot is going to be short. I swear, if I need a shot for every single time a shot was short. Like truly embarrassing from this team. And you have to sit back and you have to think, if there was an athletic director at Arizona State, what does this program look like right now? Because I'm not sure that it's going to have the same person coaching if there was an AD right now. Like it's sad. It's sad. And now you're looking ahead to the future, right? Because I already want to forget today. Like I'm 8 minutes into the show and I'm like, okay, I don't want to talk about this game anymore. And we're obviously going to. That's why all of you are here. All of you in here, we appreciate you guys tuning in. And we're going to keep talking about the game, but like just take a second and take a step back. This team is not well constructed. You go back and have Bobby build this roster, you think, okay, what about next year? This next year with all this promise of good recruits and the promise of young guys and this historic recruiting class for ASU, are we confident that he can even build a team that is resemblant of a full 1 through 5 starting basketball team? They started 4 guards today against a team that dominates, absolutely dominates inside. Like, guys, it's not that difficult to figure out why ASU basketball looks like this. 1 + 1 in this situation does equal 2. You've got no bigs. You have no creation on the perimeter. You don't have any consistent three-point shooting. You can't hit free throws. And when your go-to play is to post up a 6'4" guard, which, yeah, he's very good at that. For somebody who's 6'4", who shouldn't be bullying in the post all the time, he's great for that. But that's not the type of play that should be your go-to. Oh, we're out of anything. Let's just give the ball to Jose Perez and watch him post up. No, I don't need to see that. I shouldn't be seeing that. That should be like the sprinkle on top of the sundae. It should be like that extra pizzazz. Like you just ran 3 great plays. You got Frankie Collins involved. You got an open 3 on the wing for Jemiah Neal. Sean Phillips Jr. rolls to the rim and catches a lob because he's 7 feet freaking tall. And now, since everybody's distracted by the rest of the team, let's dump it into Jose Perez, who's getting single coverage. When Jose Perez is getting double teamed in the first 8 minutes of the game, something is going wrong. Something is going wrong. It's not okay. And then you just have these dumb moments, these terrible moments where it's a shot clock violation, where they don't even put a shot up at the end of the shot clock. I get it. McHale's loud. I understand that. You're on the road. You're in a rival environment. It's hostile. It's the territorial cup. Your focus cannot be waning like that. And it feels like this team just wasn't prepared mentally or physically. You saw them just stall out on the court. And whether you want to say, hey, okay, maybe they were just tired, I kind of look at it as they just lost that fight because these guys are good athletes. I've seen them play hard for a full game before when they've actually won recently. And this was not one of those games. And yes, I got Tony in the chat telling me to take an OGs and call it a night, but buddy, I need one. I need anything right now because obviously I'm about to burst something right here. I don't know what's going on in my neck, but I can see the veins popping down.
All right,
guys,
Eric. Eric, I'm going to cut you off here. I'm going to cut you off here. I got good news. First of all, take a breath.
Okay, hit me with that good news.
Good news and bad news.
Good news. We got bad news too.
Yeah, good news is this game is mercifully over.
I know. Yeah.
Bad news. I did want to give you a warning before I put the final score up there. So you might want to hide your eyes. All right, here we go. Whew. Not great. Not great.
Like, here's the thing. Guys, I'm going to look you in the eyes right now. I know we got a lot of Wildcats fans in here who are just eating this up. You're eating it up like it's your dinner. It's 9:49 and you're eating your second course right now. And I get it. I'd be doing the same thing if I was you. Actually, I kind of respect it. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Your likes and your views count the same, even down in Tucson where I hear it's hard for them to get internet. But guys, I didn't expect them to win this game. I never expected them to win this game. Yesterday, I laid out the map. I said, if they are going to pull off a massive upset, here's what they had to do. And they did none of it. I said they got to create chaos. They have to win that turnover battle. And the sad part was, in this game, the only time it seemed like they could lock in and they could actually get a turnover is after their ass turned the ball over on the other end. It was like, oh, okay, they actually just saved themselves from that turnover there. It was never just, we're going to actually imprint ourselves on the game. We're going to take over. We're going to be the ones in charge. We're going to be the ones stepping up. Even when they were hitting all their shots at the beginning, which is the only reason that they were in this, is because they were shooting a crazy percentage for the first 8 minutes of the game before everything fell off of the map. Guys, it just sucks.